Something special is happening in the sky tomorrow, July 21st, 2024. This is titled Isis Gives Birth. What does this mean? Well, we want to show you. We've got some special things happening in the sky. Look at this beautiful picture on the Egyptian walls of giving birth. So it's going to be related to the waters, when the waters break of the mother, or when it's just her period. So on July 21st, we have a full moon. It's a special full moon, another sign from the heavens telling us once again we are upon a metaphysical flood. Not only do we have a Capricorn full moon representing 1 foot in the spiritual waters and 1 foot on the material land, another special mention, which we will go into detail later, is that the moon is nearing its 18.6-year lunar maximum. Another sign. So not only is this special moon, but we have Sirius rising before the sun. Sirius is the metaphysical you. Sirius is the dog star, which will rise before the sun. So the metaphysical you has been sleeping behind the sun for about 70 days. It's called a duat, and will now rise in the east before the sun on July 21st, especially for those on a 20-degree latitude where the sun lies in the sky. So this is a very special metaphysical interpretation, meaning that you should kind of pay attention to. It's a well-known fact that the river Nile floods on average the same time as Sirius rises before the sun. And I heard my first cicada today. Wonder if there's any relationship with that. So there's an ebb and flow also happening on July 21st. Eris is going to go retrograde. So you got full moon, Sirius rising, and Eris going retrograde all tomorrow. Think this means anything? What do you think? Absolutely. It's all about your metaphysical flood. So is Eris on her period? Or is she giving birth? Which one is it? It's a cycle. Think about it. Eris goes retrograde. We get a full moon and Sirius rises. And you know that the Nile River floods all around this time when Sirius rises. So is she giving birth? Or is she having her period? That's what we meant by this image. The metaphysical happens. There's a metaphysical change in every one of our atoms, every one of our being. That's what's special. You are no longer washed out by the sun. So your metaphysical you is represented by Sirius, the brightest star in the sky. That's the story of the 3 kings and the star of the east, Sirius, that we see on Christmas Eve in the sky. So again, that star represents the metaphysical you, and it's been hiding behind the sun for 70 days. Well, that metaphysical you, you're about to see again. So it's going to be able to light up your third eye even more. So this is your highest achievement of wisdom, which is knowing you are infinite, tethered to pure love. This is the true meaning of Sirius rising. Look to the sky in the morning when you wake before sunrise. See if you can find Sirius. Yes, I'm serious. But I don't only mean physically, I mean spiritually. Are you reminding yourself every day that you are the chosen one of your world? And you have to connect with every other chosen one to flow with the inevitable world unity. Have you heard of the expression dog days of summer? Remember, you used to know this. Canis means dog. Remember, the dog represents the physical you, man's best friend. Dogs are known to pant during the hot dog days of summer. So we're going to go on to just talk a little bit about detail now, but before we do that, just remember, this is about a metaphysical birth within you, and it's up to you if you just want to have a period, if you want to let it go, or if you want to rise. If you want to self-achieve revelation, you have to keep reminding yourself that the metaphysical you is coming out, which is tethered to pure love. So for those wanting a little more analytical side, we have a couple of slides for you. Here we can see that the Capricorn full moon See, Capricorn, full moon, July 21st, and the sun will be in Cancer. This is where it's at exactly in the sky. You won't see any of this if you don't look to see what's happening in the sky. You'll be missing out on all these beautiful things that are happening. So the retrograde period, right, goes direct, goes retrograde, and then goes back direct again. So July 21st to January 11th, that's Eris's cycle. So on July the 20th, which is today as I'm doing this video, Eris started her slowdown. That's what that black S means. And then on July 21st, it's going to go station, right? So in other words, it's going to stall right here. And then leading up into the 22nd. So this is the standstill. The standstill is tomorrow, July 21st. And then retrograde. So all this is happening tomorrow. Sirius rising, the moon, Eris going retrograde. It's beautiful. Thanks to Archaeo Astronomy Database. Check him out. He's really cool, man. I've learned a lot from him. He's doing an amazing job explaining how the moon travels much differently than the sun does. Many of us know about the sun moving lower in the sky for the winters and higher in the sky for the summers, looking at it from the northern latitudes. The moon traverses the sky like this every month, but its maximum minimums change on an 18.6 year cycle. So if you were to look to the south, you will see in the winter time the sun is lower in the sky and it is higher in the sky in the summertime. Well, the moon does this too. It does it back and forth like this. Here's the minimum, it only goes this much, and then over time it gets larger and larger and larger, surpasses the sun and goes farther, and it reaches its maximum, and then it goes back down to its minimum and back up to its maximum. So it's about 36 degree travel, where the sun does 47 max. That's your 23.5 degrees when you divide that by 2. So 36 is the minimum. As you can see, it stays within the travel, and 57 is the maximum. Well, currently, for this full moon, it's going to be at 50 degrees. So it's outside that of the sun. So that's special. So again, he shows it in a different format. This is his drawing. I added a little bit to it. He shows you that it goes from the maximums to the minimums. And then the halfway mark is every 9.3 years. What's special about this and how does it relate to Eris? Well, we know that Eris is 558 years for her cycle. So 18.6 times 30 is 558. So 30 of the lunar cycles going from maximum down to minimum back to maximum, 18.6 years, 30 of those makes a phoenix rising when mother comes home. Your pure spiritual love enlightening you, trying to get you back to your most enlightened potential that you can possibly be. That only comes with love and forgiveness if you have some muddy waters. Here's another view how it manifests upon the lands, just to take a different look at it. So you can see the sun travels from the northern limit to the southern limit. The moon travels its minimum to its maximum. So again, it cycles back and forth, and grows and shrinks and grows and shrinks, just like an atom does, just like everything in music does, just like every sound does. It's all beautiful, folks. So when you get up in the morning, connect with the collective consciousness, connect with everyone who is saying the same thing. We are infinite and tethered to pure love. Forgive me. I love you.